Well, good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, traders from across the globe. Thank you, as always, for tuning into my 2689th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Kids, it's going to be a great year. I promise you, things are going to go crazy. There's going to be lots of volatility. Before we discuss that, remember this. Trading is risky. Trading cryptocurrencies risky. Trading my currency called dollars is risky. Trading your currency called euros is risky. Trading anything out there is risky. Please know this. Put your stops in. Put them in first. You can lose more than you have in your trading accounts if you get this wrong. All right, so what's going on out there, kids? This video coming at you on a Monday night for trading Tuesday, Jan 9th, 2024. Am I right about all that stuff? I never know what day it is. I'm good, right, David? All right, I was right about the date and everything. You could trust me. All right, so what's in the video? Tonight, well, let's start with this. I'm working on my 2024 year-end projection. Now, I don't know how they do it. The magic of these cats on Wall Street that come out in November and December and give us next year's projection. Me, I've got to wait for the year to end finished. Then I spend 2 weeks disseminating what the hell happened last year, and I come up with the next year's projection, and then I usually show it or whatever we'll do with this year. But I'm working on it right now. I just don't know how these guys come up with it before the year ends. Me, I can't do that. I can't see that far into the future yet. But once I'm in the year, I can tell you where we're going to end up at the end of the year. So I'm working on that. We'll see where it goes. I will keep you posted. Hopefully, I've done a lot of work on it already since the month started. I'm hoping by the end of the weekend I'll have it wrapped up. We'll see where that goes. Number two, we're going to speak about one thing that I got a phone call on today, which made me pretty excited. OMNI's figures for last year. So if you followed my daily trading recommendations, where I send you trading recommendations that OMNI gives us every day and night, if you followed the OMNI trades and took all of them in the year of 2023, you made over $52,000 on one lot calculations. If you trade more than one lot, you can do the math. That's taking all the OMNI trades. Now, I get them calculated by two different entities. They don't work with one another. They calculate separately for the year, and they come and give me the figures. When those figures match, I give them to you. I've gotten one figure so far. It's at 52. It's preliminary, so please don't hold me on that, but they're usually not far off from one another. If you would like to participate in these OMNI trading recommendations, my real-time trading recommendations, let me know. I will send them to you. Just come to livewithoscar.com and fill out an application or start a membership there for free. Call me, 702-629-4755, however you want to do this. But if you want to be in on the OMNI trades for this year, give me a call and we'll get you set up. What else is in the video? Geopolitical. We're going to do just a little bit of geopolitical. In fact, let me do that now. Then, of course, we'll talk about the things on the board. So, I'm working on my year-end projection. Preliminary figures of $52,000 would have been made if you took all the OMNI trades. Did I make that last year? I'm a knucklehead. There are times I've doubled up when it was a bad trade and blew myself up. You know what I mean? I am known for doubling up on only the losing trades. Ask anyone who follows me. But that's not you, so don't do what I do and you'll be fine. Anyhow, geopolitical, let's get that out of the way. Now, if you are a fan of mine, if you've ever hung out with me in my trading room, if you know who I am and you've ever discussed politics with me, and we're not going to get political, just geopolitical, you know that I have said to everybody, when you want to know when Taiwan is going to be taken by China, one thing will happen, and here's what it is, and it works out so perfectly. You've got us all tied up right now in the Middle East, right? We've got a lot of assets there, making sure that war doesn't go too crazy. We've got assets there. We're spending some money there, lots and lots of it. We're tied up in the war in the Ukraine, spending lots of money there. And when Taiwan is going to go, China's going to ask their friend servant to do something, and that is how we'll know the year is coming that China takes Taiwan. Now, how do we know this? They're going to have to get it done before the next presidential election. Now, what is that thing I've been telling everyone's going to happen, which is going to let us know it's going to happen this year? I'll read it to you. I have told everybody we're going to be tied up in these two wars. China's going to use this time to take Taiwan. But first, they're going to tie us up in one more place. When they do this, when you hear this step, get ready. Now, let me read this to you. It's out of the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, something like that. Maybe Investors Business Daily. Anyway, North Korea fires artillery towards South Korea. They're going to ask North Korea to go after South Korea. We are going to get so damn tied up taking care of South Korea because we have to defend them. It's in our constitution with them. It's in our agreements. We've got to defend them. We'll be in 3 spots, and we'll be able to just let China walk right in. That's the plan. Now watch this. Here it is this year. It starts right off the bat, beginning of the year. I am so good at calling this stuff. It's insane. So, North Korea fires artillery towards South Korea. And here's what it says. Seoul, North Korea fired roughly 200 artillery shells near the western border islands of South Korea on Friday, reviving memories of prior violent clashes in the area. Violent clashes. So, goes on to say, the barrage came during a particularly fractious moment in the inter-Korean relations. Get this. In a year-end speech, the last day of the year, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un announced a break from decades-long policy. Here's his words. The 2 Koreas, he said, are belligerent states at war. They are not counterparts for reconciliation or unification. And there it begins. That's our signal, I promise you. The next thing that happens is they start rattling their saber with South Korea. We've got to go over there and bye-bye to our chips in Taiwan. Anyway, I don't know if that's going to happen for sure, but it sure is falling into place like we thought it would. On to trading. What that means is this, how it relates to trading is we're going to have a really, really volatile year this year, and we're going to kick ass during that volatility. I don't create wars. I don't make any of this stuff. Neither do you. We don't make this happen, right? Our job is to trade well off of this insanity that happens geopolitically and make money for our families. So don't feel bad if you're going to make money on this, because that is what your job is. Your job's not to start or end the war. It is to make money and take care of your families. We're going to have a big year this year, kids. Make sure you're with me. What's on the board? Double top reaction seems to have abated for now in the OMNI, S&P, and NASDAQ, but I want to warn you, we are not out of the woods just yet. We had a nice fat rally day on Monday in the OMNI, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, right? Dow. Now, OMNI, thank you, the OMNI, all last week. Oscar sell it, Oscar sell it, Oscar sell it. On Friday afternoon, leading into Sunday night's trading, OMNI says, no more selling. The market goes up. Now, that's a good OMNI, right? Did not let us sell it again on Sunday night for Monday. The double top. Now, we have a big double top. I'll show it to you on the chart, NASDAQ and S&P on the weekly charts. We hit the double top. I showed you the charts last week. We were going to have a reaction. We had the reaction. Now we're coming back out of the reaction, but I don't know that we're out of the woods yet. What we'll need is a complete settlement for the end of the week above the double top. Then we'll know. I'll show that to you on the chart. Number 2 on the board. The Dow Jones daily chart finds support. The same chart that was posted all day long today on Monday on my OMNI page at livewithoscar.com was a chart that depicted the Dow Jones area, or the Dow Jones daily bar chart is finding technical support. And another reason why we did not go short today, I'm going to show you that chart. It did find support. Number 3, I've been asked by many, Oscar, can you redo your crude oil targets? Can you reproject? Yes, I have redone my crude oil, and I have new projections, and I'll show them to you on the chart. Then there's Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin for you crypto traders. I have been telling all of you since this whole mess started, don't hold on to any of the other crap because they're penny stocks. You hold on to Bitcoin, it's the one. I have done the same myself. I am still holding Bitcoin. Our target for Bitcoin remains 85,000. 2 years and 7 months. Bitcoin hit 47,000 plus today. Bitcoin, 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 baby. So that absolute target stays on the board, remains there. We call that target in 21, talking that 85,000 Bitcoin gets there, and now we're 2 years, 7 months away from that target. Now, Bitcoin's moving quickly, and of course, the ETF is going to be approved, or not, on Wednesday. Now, what does that mean? Well, here's what I know about Bitcoin. Every time we've ever built up to a market opening, like Bitcoin went crazy to the upside, 21,000 on the day we started trading futures in Bitcoin in Chicago, and then it spent 3 years going down. Now, Bitcoin hasn't been around long enough for anything new yet. This is the next new thing, but all I know is this. It usually rallies right up until the day the new thing starts, and then it dumps. I am not saying that's going to happen. I'm staying long Bitcoin. But be careful out there. If you've bought this for the ETF announcement, one of two things will happen. It will snowball right there and dump, or you'll be really blessed and it'll just keep running. But the only characteristic I know for the last 15 years in Bitcoin is that when really big news comes out on Bitcoin, it tops the market. Not saying that's happening on Bitcoin. I'm staying long. Just giving you some fair advice here, kids. Be careful if you're buying for the run-up. Now, I'm going to take you to a chart segment where I'm going to show you the double top reaction, why we're not out of the woods yet in the E-mini S&P and NASDAQ on the daily charts. I'm going to show you the Dow Jones Industrial Average chart that shows you why we found support Sunday night for Monday, why there's more support for Tuesday. I'm going to offer you projections in crude oil. And of course, I'm going to look at my lovely Bitcoin chart because I love Bitcoin. Traders, that's what I want to show you in the chart segment. I hope these videos are helping you. I hope you join the service and make some money for yourselves this year. I'm sure you can use it out there. And now I want you to join me in my little mantra before I show you the chart segment. Are you with me out there, David? You want to do this with me? We're going to say stops are in, emotions are out. We're going to do it together. Are you with me, kids? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, kids. I will see you all for the chart segment now. Let's go look at some charts. Traders, you're looking at the E-mini S&P weekly bar chart, meaning each one of these lines here represents a full week's worth of trading. So it's a big chart and it's long term. It showed you that we had the double top challenge and we backed off on that double top, a good 150 points. Well, since then, we started to head right back up towards it, and OMNI is now green. Are we out of the woods? No. Do you know why? Because the double top is up here. Right? You got one here, one here. We've got to get back above that and close for the week above it. Then we're out of the woods. Until you see that, anything's possible. This week could end up still reacting to the double top. Day trading, we're buying dips from Monday night to Tuesday. Just keep this in mind for the whole week. Now, for day trading. Yesterday's chart on the OMNI, I said, hey kids, are we finding support right here? Let's find out. The OMNI went neutral Sunday night for Monday, said no more selling. Is this support? And I put this chart out on the OMNI on Sunday night for Monday morning for us to look at. And here is what happened. So here's where we were. And bingo, did that not work? There it was. We found support right when OMNI, which has nothing to do with this at all, but OMNI changed its mind right down here at the same time. So I like to see confirmation, and there it is. So very good. At least for day trading, your Dow finds support on the daily bar. That should help the other markets float higher for trading on Tuesday. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Look at that bad boy go. Now it's starting to go into acceleration, as you can see. Ever since it had its big, long, flat, or actually it's kind of a big bull flag if you really want to know the truth. It explodes over the 80-bar moving average, goes into this channel, and it's just been creating F flag after F flag. That's all it's doing right now. And it looks like it just wants to keep creating them towards the upside. But don't forget, on the 10th of this month, which is on Wednesday, we get the decision on the ETF, and that is going to make or break what happens next. Please be careful out there. Put your stops in. Crude oil traders, here it is. Would you like a crude oil target? Because I've got one for you. Check this out. Crude oil, last time I projected for everybody in crude oil, I projected that crude oil was going down to 66. Well, since then, we actually got down to 67, still working our way down to 66. It has changed a little bit. We are now 65.50 to 64.80 is your targeted area in crude oil, which is trading about 71 at the moment. So we're looking for somewhere around here, a little lower than 66. And look at how it just falls apart at this average each time. Look at how well that works, and you just hit it. on Monday. So that means we're heading down. Plus, of course, there's the Saudi Arabia news. But I always tell you that news comes out in the charts first. Saudi Arabia announces that they are going to do some production increases, and which means crude should drop. Where does that come out? Right at the average. Right at the average. This stuff all comes out in the charts first. It always does, kids. So I wanted you to see that. I hope this works for you. Please join me at livewithoscar.com and make sure you subscribe to these videos now. Thank you for tuning in.